In this video, folks, I'm going to be sharing a roundup of everything that I have been making lately for the purpose of giving you some creative inspiration and ideas. All right, let's do it. Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Carla. I love sewing and getting creative. And in this video, I'm going to share what I have been making lately. And it's quite the mixed bag of little crafty things. So let's start with the most exciting and most recent finished make first. And that is the most beautiful quilt that I think I have ever made. I used my grandma's vintage linens and doilies, as well as some other vintage linens and doilies that I got at an estate sale and that I have collected over the years to make the most amazing and unique and sentimental doily quilt. I shared a full video on how I made the quilt, so if you want to go watch that after watching this, I will link it in the description below for you. But in summary, it was essentially just covered in doilies and embroidered linens, and it is beautiful. I love it so much. It is definitely going to be an heirloom piece that I will one day pass down to my daughters, hopefully. And I love it. It lives on my bed. Even my husband said, oh, I love this. This really suits the room more so than the other quilt that I had on the end of the bed. And it is just absolutely delightful. And I have enough doilies to maybe make another one, which I'm considering. Do I need another doily quilt? Not really, but arguably we don't need any more quilts or any more anything in life. But we do it because it brings us joy. And that's what it's all about, really, when it comes to being creative. Now, the next thing I want to share isn't technically sewing, but it's definitely sewing and textile adjacent. And that is this amazing scrap fabric decoupage box. This was so much fun to do, and what an amazing way to get through all of my crumb scrap pieces that I just can't bear to part with for some bizarre reason. I decided to stick them all using Elmer's clear school glue, like a decoupage method, to a post box that I had, and I'm using it to store things in my sewing space. I had the idea to actually store scrap fabric in it, which I think is genius. A box covered in scrap fabric, storing scrap fabric, which I may in fact actually use it for that. I don't have scrap fabric in there at the moment. I have like a collection of gifts that I'm saving to give people throughout the year for birthdays and things coming up. But I may need to switch that up and perhaps use it to store my scrap fabric instead. We'll see. But this box was so much fun. I literally just got out the school glue and a paintbrush, and I sat on the couch one evening and I glued random scrap fabric all over the box. And then when it was dry the following day, I did a top coat of clear school glue over the top as decoupage. I've never done decoupage before with fabric, and I just thought what a brilliant idea, and it was so much fun. And I've got this awesome, cool, scrappy fabric covered box now. Now, speaking of gifts that I have been collecting and saving for people for birthdays coming up, one of the gifts that I had in that said box for a couple of weeks was a Boxy makeup bag that I made for my niece. And that is also obviously one of the things that I have made recently. And this is actually a fabulous idea for a gift. I actually had my niece come over. I asked her to go through all of my different fabrics and pick out the ones that she really liked the look of together. I decided to use those fabrics that she picked and make her a makeup bag, which I then filled with like little birthday treats and goodies for her. And this was so much fun. I used the Rosie Caldwell Boxy makeup bag pattern. They actually comes in a set of 3, the small, medium, and large. I printed the medium and used the medium. It was so easy. So easy. The hardest part was literally piecing the different fabrics together, and I just went with a simple, you know, I think 3-inch square I used in alternating colors and quilting the external layers. That was the hardest part. The rest was relatively straightforward, and so much so I went ahead and I've made another one, this pink one, using some rickrap from my stash and also a vintage zip, and that is for another upcoming birthday from one of my daughter's friends as well. I do have this fabric that I found in my stash, which is like a scrap blockout fabric. I've had this for eons, and I've got this out with some vintage cotton lace and a zip that I think is also from the 90s that I thrifted, and I'm going to make another Boxy bag as a gift for someone coming up, or maybe even for myself, because I just think this with this lace is absolutely adorable. So yeah, the Boxy bags have been such a fun make. And one of the little surprising things that I decided to make using some of these scrap offcuts from my niece's Boxy bag that I made for her was these cute little scrappy coasters. And I thought they're adorable, and one of them lives here in my sewing space and the rest of them are on my coffee table. So I thought that was really, really cool and a great way to use up the scraps from the Boxy bag. I do have another idea to use up the offcut scraps from these other Boxy bags that I have been making, but you might have to stay tuned for a future what have I been making video to see what I do with those. If you see my video of the most recent fabric and craft de-stash market that I went to, you would have seen and heard me talk about the $1 pink fleece that I bought for my daughter and that I was going to make some track pants. Well, I went ahead and I've done that already because they're so quick and easy to make. I copied a pair of track pants that she already has to get like a rough pattern idea, and I whipped them up in less than an hour. And I thought that was a really, really great way to use up some super cheap fabric. And we are coming into winter here in Australia, and definitely an extra pair of track pants never goes astray. So I've also made those. She loves them. They're so cute. I put a little pocket on the back with a cute little sort of love heart detail to make it look ultra professional, and I think they turned out really, really great. And then with Mother's Day coming up here in Australia in the next couple of weeks, I decided to use this awesome Cork fabric that my mum bought and sent to me a really long time ago. She actually bought it with a pattern for a bucket bag, and she asked me to make it for her, and I did that, and that was a long time ago, but I had a lot of this fabric left over and I knew that she really, really liked it. So I decided to use the leftover scraps to make her a tissue box cover, and also another little scrappy bucket for her to put trinkets in. And these were so quick and easy to knock up. The best thing about this fabric is that it doesn't fray, so the tissue box cover didn't need any kind of lining or hemming or anything, so it was super quick, super easy. And the little box, like little buckety bag thing that I made, I followed the same method that I've used previously. It was very, very straightforward, and I reckon she will love it. I have sent those to her and I really hope she likes them. I think tissue box covers and little sort of bucket trinket holders like this are fantastic for using up scraps. And they're also really, really good gifts that you could make and store to give to people for things coming up, like Mother's Day or birthdays or anything really. Sharing all of these things with you, I can definitely sense that there is a theme about gifts here, with a bit of a scrappy element. And I think that's kind of cool. It's somewhat inspired me to potentially take a look at my scraps and see if I can maybe make some tissue box covers, little sort of, buckety bag things, and maybe even some smaller Boxy makeup bags using the smaller pattern, because I do have quite a lot of shorter zips that would be great to use up, and perhaps like batch make some gifts to have on hand for when, the need arises. I'm starting to get kind of maybe hyper focused on that. That might be something I need to work on. I mean, I'm already making one more Boxy bag. I think it wouldn't be too much of a stretch with the scraps to make even a matching little bucket. Now I'm inspired. I've inadvertently inspired myself. I mean, I hope I've inspired you too. Now, there is two more things that I want to share that aren't technically finished. They are works in progress. And the first one is this. I started working on patchworking all of my green toned fabrics a little while ago now, and I kind of lost steam for it, probably because I hyper focused on the doily quilt and then the Boxy bags. So I had to park it, but I've been patchworking all of these fabrics together because I was actually thinking of making a dress sort of like this, but maybe with a slightly wider skirt. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the path that I want to go down, because it's coming into sort of cooler weather here in Australia, and I know that if I make a dress like this now, I'm probably not going to wear it for a really long time. If I make something, I kind of want to wear it, and get some joy from it without having to, prolong the joy. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll try and make a fuller and longer skirt that I can wear with boots in winter. but I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you have any ideas? What kind of designs would look good with this fabric? I've got a collection of really soft linens that have lovely drape. There's some rayon viscose type fabric in here as well, and some simple cottons. Yeah, so I started with an idea, but then I kind of disengaged from the idea, and now I'm a little bit stuck. So if you have any advice, let me know. But that one is definitely a work in progress. And I also decided that I'm going to integrate some of this lovely sort of amber colored floral, because I think that would look delightful with those greens, and just give it a little bit of differentiation, because all of these green fabrics are from previous projects where I've either made something out of the fabric or I've altered something and I've got the fabric scraps left over that I'm trying to retain. So I kind of want something that looks a little bit different from those other dresses in my wardrobe. And then the last thing I want to share with you is my crochet project, which is a work in progress. Let me get it. This is another scrap crochet cardigan that I am making without a pattern. And yes, I am filming a full tutorial on how to make this. I did quite a short tutorial a couple of months ago as a bit of an overview of the concept of how to crochet without a pattern and come up with your own crochet cardigan design. And I had a lot of questions in that video, quite specific questions about how to say do a curved neckline, which obviously I didn't include in that initial video because it was only just sort of a short overview. So I'm doing a full tutorial and I am making this cardigan in these sort of purples and with a little bit of orange, as you see. Very, very scrappy, and I'm hoping it will be kind of longer and oversized if I have enough yarn. The reason why this is taking me a little bit of time, folks, if you are waiting for that full tutorial, is because I grossly underestimated how much yarn I needed. And that is probably the most challenging thing when you're working with scrap, or if you're crocheting without a pattern, is figuring out how much yarn you need. So stay tuned for the rest of that project. It's probably still a couple of months away, given how I keep getting distracted and hyper focusing on other things, like using my scraps to make buckets and Boxy bags. But we'll get there. And that's it, folks. That is a wrap up of everything that I have been making lately and the things that I'm also still working on. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope that it gave you some inspiration and ideas to get creative, because that is why I share these videos. I really want people to take inspo from them and get motivated to use their scraps, use their stash, and have fun doing it. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Let me know what you're working on in the comments. I love hearing from other creators, what projects they've got going on, ideas that they have. Share the love. I'm sure there's many other people out there who love reading those comments too, and hearing from like-minded people. We're all a big loving community here in the sewing space. It's the best community, I reckon. Best one on YouTube by far. I love hanging out with you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care and have a great day. Bye.